Hey everyone, welcome to the Team Fit Revolution weekly call. This is part 4 of our challenge group training series, and tonight we are going to be talking about how to get your new coaches started right. So if you haven't watched the first 3 parts of our training series, be sure to do that. Week 1, we went over kind of getting your challenge group started and advertised and launched. Week 2, we went over how to have kick-ass challenge groups and help your challengers get results. Week 3, we went over how to turn your challengers into coaches. So it only made sense to wrap up this series by going over how to get your new coaches started right. So what do you do once you start recruiting this team of your own and leading other people? And I know for me, that was definitely scary at first, and I felt very unsure of myself until I had a system that made me feel confident. And so I really encourage you to take what Brittany shares tonight, make it your own, and implement a system so that when you are onboarding new coaches, even if you haven't ever onboarded a coach before or yet, when that happens, you know exactly what to do and what process to take them through. Yeah, thanks, Brittany. It's just Urban Outfitters. It's just like a little bralette. They're super comfy. Anyways, Brittany asked in the chat box for those of you that are watching the recording where my bra is from. So I really don't want to do too much talking tonight. I don't have really anything new to share, and I know that you guys want to hear Miss Brittany Powers talk. So I'm going to introduce Brittany. Brittany's going to share her getting started right process, and then we'll open it up for some Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions, save them from the end, and we will go back through and answer those, okay? So a little bit about Miss Brittany Powers. She signed up in March of 2014, so she's been a coach for a little over 2 years now. She is the founder of Team Empower, and Team Empower finished last year as a top 10 team in the entire network. So shout out to everyone on Team Empower. You guys are awesome. And Brittany definitely didn't do that alone. It was a team effort. And I really respect Brittany and all of her leadership. She was a 2015 elite coach. Obviously, if she was in the top 10. She's a Success Club 10 legend, which means she's hit Success Club for 24 months in a row. Definitely been a huge part of her success, is laying that solid Success Club foundation and helping new people every month. Beyond that, she knocks it out of the park every single month with Success Club numbers, consistently is at the top of the leaderboards, and just helping as many people as humanly possible. So Brittany definitely doesn't stop at Success Club 5 or Success Club 10. She stops when it's the end of the month, and she's helped as many people as she can, which I absolutely love about her. She is a 7-star diamond coach. She was the Fall Classic champion back in 2014. So her first year as a coach, she kind of put her name on the map by winning the Fall Classic with one of her coaches, and they got flown out to headquarters in Santa Monica. They got to meet Carl and Jeff and Autumn and work out with Autumn. I think they even went to Disneyland with corporate. So they got the full-on princess treatment, winning the Fall Classic. Really cool to see someone on our team winning that and showing that anything truly is possible. Beyond that, I have gotten the opportunity to get to know Brittany on multiple trips now. I think the first time I met you, Brittany, was at Platinum Edge in November of 2014. And I remember that being like, so you just helped me at that moment of time more than you ever know. Oh yeah, I guess Summit was first. So yeah, Brittany's always been getting to events. She signed up in March of 2014 and then was at Summit in 2014. So it wasn't like she waited to start learning and really getting in with her business. Summit 2014, and then I just remember we had a really awesome conversation at Platinum Edge in November as well. And then we've been on countless Success Club trips, leadership last year. Ryan, her husband, is absolutely amazing, and I've loved getting to know Brittany. And every time I'm with her, just by talking through conversation, she has all these little golden nuggets that she thinks are completely normal. But when you hear her talk, you're like, oh, I don't do that. That's awesome. I get it now. So I'm really excited for her to share some of her golden nuggets with us tonight and how she's really leading her top 10 team. You know, Brittany is onboarding tons of coaches every month and helping them get started right. They're hitting Success Club. You see her coaches every single week at the top 10 leaderboard for our entire team. So not only is Brittany having success, but a lot of her coaches are having success too. So I've got my notepad ready. I'm going to stop talking and spotlight you, Brittany, and you can take it away, girlfriend.
Oh, man. Oh, you put it on this view, so I have to stare at my head. Okay. Thank you, Lauren, for that intro. Sorry, guys. I look like a hot mess today. That's just life. And yeah, this stuff is amazing. So if I start to talk kind of weird, it's because this medicine wore off. I have like 4 or 5 ear sores in my mouth, and 3 are on my tongue right now. So it's very painful. But thank you so much, Lauren, for that intro. Shout out to my team, because there's no I in team, and we aren't Team Empower without them. My leaders I can see on this call, everybody on Team Empower that's on this call right now, thank you for your support. And I hope that this call helps. My team knows that I just don't have the time right now to do fancy PowerPoints. I'm more of just talk, and that's the amazing thing about recordings. So I outlined the call. You guys will see I am pencil and paper. So I have my stuff here to go over. It's not a lot, but I wish I could show you some of the things too. So that's kind of what was getting to me earlier, Lauren. I was like, I wonder if I can show them certain things, but I don't know. We'll just kind of play it by ear. So I want to start off by saying something that stuck with me from my team call yesterday that Josh Coates was speaking on, and he made a good point, and I've heard of this before, and I wanted to bring it up. What did he say, guys? For those that are on it, he was talking about it all starts with the one, or that one person that you help, you know what I mean? Or at least that's how I took it. He was talking about the one, we all join coaching. We all sign up to be a coach to help just one person. We all say, if I could help just one person change their life, it'll be worth it. Well, that's where it starts. And thinking back to my first coaches that, signed up on the team, one of them's still with us. She doesn't actively work her business or anything. She just had her second baby. And the other one that signed up the same day she did ended up quitting. And, it's one of those things, you can look at it as, oh man, they're still not with you. Why aren't they with you? You've had this success, but come to find out, coaching isn't for everyone, because it's entrepreneurship. I really suck at saying that word, so it might sound kind of weird coming out of my mouth. Everybody can do this, but it doesn't mean that everybody's meant to do this. So it's very important to not push your, not just your goals, but your enthusiasm and, all that. I mean, like onto someone that just, gets overwhelmed very easily. And I was that coach that got overwhelmed very easily. And I swear to this day, if it weren't for Emma letting me text her or message her at all hours of the night, I don't think I would have continued, or I don't think I would have been as successful, because my main thing when it came to coaching was just knowing I had someone that, and not just someone, but a community of support. And obviously Emma was my coach, and still to this day, she's one of my best friends. So my goal when I created Team Empower was to build this giant community of support. And that's always my first focus, right off the bat with a coach, is just letting them know that I'm there. I don't care if you're not ready to coach right now. I signed up a girl last night that's about to have her 3rd baby that told me she doesn't want to start coaching until December or January. She's going to have a C-section in like a month. Her name is Kate. I don't think she's on the call, but I literally just introduced her today. And that's okay. But what kind of sold her in the end was knowing that she's going to have the support and the accountability of our endless challenge groups, of our team, of our calls, of our training, all of that. So anyhow, kind of went off on a tangent right now, but I do that. Sorry, I'm a squirrel. So I just want to start by saying it all starts with that one person. And whether or not they stick with you or not, it's okay. You're like, hello, I'm right here telling you right now, my first 2 coaches haven't done anything with their business, and that's okay. Don't get defeated by it. Yes, they tried, and but it's just, sometimes it's just not going to happen at the end of the day. So let's see. So how I onboard coaches, my new coach process. Okay, so looking at my notes here, once a coach actually signs up with me on our team, I send them, and I actually have this set up as like a script, but I call it a script. I kind of don't like that word just because it's like, oh, a script. Like, can I copy and use it myself? No, make it your own. You know what I mean? So I have a little something that I say basically once they sign up, and let's see. Sorry, I'm going to look at my notes over here. So once they sign up, I say something like this. hey, blank, insert their name there. I'm excited to introduce you to the team. What I need from you first is a biography. This can be as long or as short as you wish. Please include what you want the rest of the team to know about you, because sometimes as I was introducing new coaches and trying to write my own biographies on them, I was coming to realize that some people wouldn't open up, and then some people would open up and tell me like all this stuff. And then some of it was really personal, and I was like, wait, you do realize I'm going to share this with the rest of the team? Do you want me to do it? So anyways, then I just had an idea one day to start asking them to share that with me and let them know that I will be sharing that with the team. So then they can judge how much they want to share. Sometimes coaches tell me things that they're not ready to tell the team, and that's okay. So anywho, I say, what I need from you first is a biography. This can be as long or as short. Please include what you want the rest of the team to know about you. Smiley face. Your friends, your family, age, where you live, hobbies, a little bit about your journey if you started it, why you signed up to be a coach, and your goals. So yes, this is a lot of questions. However, I feel like, when someone answers all these questions, other teammates, not only welcome them, but they're like, oh, hey, I live in the town right next to you, or, have you always lived there? I like that too. And then boom, they already have something in common with someone else on the team, which is really cool. So anyways, I asked them to send me that. And then I also say, if you could, send the biography and picture of yourself, I asked them for a picture. They get to choose. It can be a selfie, a family photo, whatever, so that I'm not searching all around their Facebook trying to choose the best photo of them. Like I said, you want them to send it to you, and this is kind of less work on your part, but it's letting them, pick. So anyways, and I asked them to send it through, Facebook Messenger, because I already have them on Facebook Messenger, since they've obviously signed up as a coach. And then I let them know in the same message that I'm also going to be emailing them our Welcome to Team Empower email, with loads of things that they can get started on right away, but they don't have to if they don't want to. I let them know we have a self-paced 21-day Rock the Basics new coach training. I know that's like a mouthful. How that's included right there in the email. So they want to sign up for that basically right away, if they plan on working their business. Let's see. And I do let them know too, try not to get overwhelmed. I know this is a lot. But I'd rather equip you and empower you and give you all the tools you need right off the bat, so that when you are ready, you just come to me and tell me, and then I can make sure, you already have the stuff. I can just point it out and say, oh, remember, that email right there, or this is that group. Like, they're at least already kind of seeing those things, even if they're not wanting to coach. So let's see. I let them know, please save this to your computer for future reference, because this email includes 7 attachments to it. I created a Google Doc. So in the welcome email, I directly link my new coach webinar, and then I have a Google Doc link to the 7 documents. I used to send them as attachments manually, but it started to become really tedious. I was like, attach 1, attach 2, all the way to 7. Then I was like, okay, just put it in a Google Doc and then copy and paste a link and put it in there. That's totally fine. So let's see. I let them know also in that same message. So we're still in the same message. It's kind of long, but that's just me. I kind of lay it all out there. I've always been like that. I let them know our team call information is in that email. Basically, I'm stressing how important that email is and how they can get connected and get on a GSR call with me. I let them know at the end, I'm excited to chat with them more once I get your biography and introduce you to the rest of the team. XOXO. This allows me to kind of put the ball in their court, so that I'm not having to keep tabs on them, and they come back to me. They let me know they're ready to join the team page when they send that picture and bio. Yes, I've had times where some coaches will literally take a week to send me that. I'm like, hello? I'll be like, oh, maybe they forgot. And in some cases, they do forget. Most of the time they do. They're like, oh my God. But like I said, I just put the ball back in their court, so I'm not having to keep tabs, because we all are so busy, guys. You already keep tabs on your invites and all this and that and that. Like, last thing you want to do is be like, oh, did so-and-so see my message? Like, what did they need me to do? You're already asking them to do something, so they kind of report back to you. Not to sound like a boss or anything like that, because I'm not like that. But anyways, so I send that big message. Sorry, I'm a squirrel. I'm like, wait, what's there? Nothing in the chat box. Okay. So let's see, I'll make sure I have them as a Facebook friend and ask them, okay, for those who need, okay, that's the script. Okay, so in my welcome email, let me go to my email right now and look at that. So I say, welcome to the team. I have our team logo at the top. Hey?
You want to share your screen so we can?
Oh, Yeah. Okay. Let me see how I can,
You literally just press the share screen button.
okay. Well, it's really small. It's in my email inbox. So like like, you know how Google like puts it down here? Cause it's a snippet. I have it as a snippet. Let's see. I don't think, ah, share screen. It's going to pull my whole desktop. That's weird.
You should be able to select what window you want it to go to.
Yeah, it's so weird. It stopped doing that for me. I was on a call with Josh the other day, a couple weeks ago.
If you can't, I just know it would be easier for everyone.
Yeah, no, I can. Let me just. I don't want you guys to have to stare at like my desktop's a hot mess. Hold on. I'm like, let me just stretch all this out. There we go.
And I have one question for you while you're working.
Hey.
Do you still voice message your new coaches? Because I remember you told me that at leadership, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so genius. Like introducing them, or is this like a written message that you're sending now?
This is a written message, yeah. I still voice them, like, you know, because I'm usually like lugging kids around or like, you know, just, yeah. But on that initial message, no. Now I changed it into that. But I still voice, yeah. It's just kind of sporadic or, you know. Let's see. Okay, wait, can you guys see that? Lauren, can you see that? It's way down here.
Yeah, but try double click on that email box and it should get bigger.
No! I'm like, what happened? Okay. How would I do that?
I don't know. Alexa's the queen of this.
I know.
Hey, sorry, I'm unmuting myself. At the bottom right corner, Brittany, you see, see the, yep. That.
Yay! Okay, you're a genius. Okay. So now it looks really, really big. Okay, sorry guys. So I basically, what you can see here. So here's the Google Doc link. I actually have this in the file section of my team page. Wow, why did I just think of that? Okay, never mind. So this takes them to the 7 documents, like I was saying. I just tell them briefly, you know, how to install Coach mobile apps, why it's important to go to that link. And I beg and plead them to please watch. Now this is what I do, because I was getting to the point where my GSRs were becoming like 2 to 3 hours. And I couldn't do that. So I started doing this, God, it was like last summer, I want to say. I require all my new coaches to watch the new coach webinar that I did. Because I answered a lot of questions off the bat. They're allowed to take notes. They can stop, pause, you know, and then we have our GSR call. And I basically tell them right there. And then there's the link to it. So, And so I also tell them getting started right call. I have them once a week at this time, blah, 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 blah. So they have that information right off the bat. And then I ask them these basic questions, which I took, you know, this has been passed down, I think, from Lauren or Sarah. I don't even know who did. But these are just general about you questions. So that I have it documented, you know, about them, because we've already been going back and forth in conversation, but on Facebook Messenger, it's kind of just like, oh my God, you know, or even in email, it can be like, but I get that. And then I put it in another folder, you know, that has like coach info in it so that I can go back and find their name. And then they, you know, kind of see where they started from too, which is really cool. So anyways, and then I basically say that, you know, they're going to need to download Zoom. It's super important. Obviously we have all our team calls. That's where I do my GSRs. So it's not really, this part isn't long, but then, let's see. So where are we going next thing? Okay. So after they send that over, I'm going to go ahead and I'll stop sharing that for now. So after I send that, they, message me back with their picture and their bio. I then, you know, add them to my team page, my PS coach page, usually team Let Your Light Shine. And depending on a coach, like at first I was throwing them in all the team pages. But then, you know, they're already so overwhelmed. So I do tell them on the GSR call about our additional upline teams. And I always specifically say, obviously, FitRev and Triceps, because I include your guys' team calls on my team calendars. And obviously they're super important too. But it's kind of hit or miss with when I put them in there, since they're already going into 3 groups right off the bat. So they're always going in Emma's, mine, and my PS coach page. So, you know, obviously they're getting tagged in that too, so they can see it. And that's recognition right off the bat. Let's see. So, okay, now this is where I can actually, let me go back to my notes over here. Oops. Okay. so many tabs open, guys. Sorry, hang with me. Okay, so once they send me the picture and bio, I post it all on the team page, I introduce them, then I tag them. I have an event page for my GSR call. I don't know if this is the most efficient way, but I've been doing it for months and I'm just keeping it like that. So I made an event page within my personally sponsored coaches page, because that's obviously who I have my GSR calls with, or my PS coaches. I don't have them with like my downline or anything like that, like my coaches or anything like that. So I just made the event page in there so that every week I can just keep updating the time, or if I push back the call, or if I have to cancel the call. So I do obviously invite them in there so that they see when it is. So it's another reminder, because I already told them in the email when it is, but new coach, tons of info. They're like, wait, when was that call? They can actually see the event too in the event page. And in the event page, I have my Zoom link and all that fun stuff. So that's really it. But then we have a GSR call. I do those every Tuesday. And let's see. So then I send them another message back, and this can be voiced or whatever too, but I just wrote it all out. It's easier also. So, hey girl, or hey whoever, thanks so much for sending your picture and bio. I just wanted to let you know, I put you in our private team pages. I posted your welcome message to our team, and also invited you to our new GSR event page, our new coach GSR event page, where you can see when I'm hosting our next new coach call. And then I explained to them that I host them weekly, everything I just told you guys. And if they can't get on live, that's okay, because I do record them. And then I tell them exactly where I post the recordings, which is in my files, section of my team page. Let's see. And then I also let them know in that message about the Rock the Basics new coach training, how they can get started on it right away, since it's obviously self-paced. But what I've been doing since we debuted the new training this summer is I've been running a support and accountability group every month with my team. So it's not just with my PS coaches, it's with my entire downline. So I partnered with how many of us guys? Like 6. There's like 6 or 7 of us that each, take 3 to 4 days each. And we basically keep them on track, and we have them fill out a tracker every week. If they don't fill it out, they're out of the group. It is what it is, but it gives them the support and the structure. So I let them know about that, and I start that group up the first Monday of every month. So our next one is October 3rd. So it's 21 days, weekends included. Let's see. So, and then I let them know at the end of the message, so I basically said, rock the basics, blah, blah, blah. So I put, for now, focus on being a part of the challenge group, your own progress, and your health and fitness. I look forward to hearing back from you. It's that kind of thing. So after that, then I make sure they're obviously in a challenge group. Usually they are. That's where, my coaches come, either from challenge groups or from, an open house or something like that. So they've obviously signed up with a challenge pack. It's very rare that I sign up a coach without a challenge pack. So they're already in a challenge group, or I'm plugging them into one. So I just wanted to stress the importance of that. Make sure that they're in a challenge group and they're focusing on their own journey first. And then, let's see. So I have, until the Rock the Basics group starts, I make sure they're engaging in the current challenge group at least, and just supporting them on their journey. So for example, if someone signs up today, obviously we're already, 21 days into the month, they won't start up that Rock the Basics new coach group for like a week and a half. So it's like, I'll let them know, let me know when you get your product, number one. If they don't have their product yet, get them plugged into my next group. I'll let them know I'll be in touch with them to make sure they get into that group if they're wanting to be more than, a hobby coach, or more than just, the discount coach at first. And then once the Rock the Basics group start, we basically take it one day at a time. I like how it's, it's interactive. Sometimes there's days that are a little bit slower than others, but it's okay. And I think this really helps me filter out and see who's in it and who's really dedicated, and not necessarily saying the ones that don't engage aren't, but it's getting them in the habit of checking their Facebook, because for coaches like me in the beginning, I didn't have a Facebook. So it was like, I had to, I was juggling a 1 and a 2-year-old, and it was like, okay, now I'm going to be on like Facebook most of the day. So it's getting them in the routine. You're having them check online office, check, Facebook every day, check into the team page. Like, those things have to happen at least once a day, if not multiple times a day. At least for me. So let's see. So then after that, after Rock the Basics is all said and done, do you want me to go after that, Lauren? Is that Yeah, I wrote out a little bit more, but I mean, you know. Oh, sorry, that's a reference that you. Yeah, sorry, Stacy. That's a Rock the Basics group that you make mandatory. They have to participate. Yeah, so we have a tracker that they have to fill out every Sunday night by basically midnight, and if they don't on Monday, the tracker gets locked and they get booted. You know, and we tell them flat out, like, you know, and we've had some coaches that, you know, my internet went out, and you know, excuses come up, and this isn't to be mean or anything, but like, it's just to, and we emphasize this all throughout the week, like, guys, you got to get on this, you know, it's not hard. It's just a matter of prioritizing, setting alarms on your phone. I mean, you guys all been through the Rock the Basics training. It's like 10 minutes a day. It's 6-minute videos. And sometimes the assignments are like, Lauren, like, come on, like, they're not even that long. So it's like, you know, it's just, yes, one of my coaches, Meredith, are you still on the call? Meredith created it. Meredith Denton. But yeah. So yeah, she created that in Google. Yeah. Yeah, it's in Docs, I think, right, Meredith? Sorry, I can't see your face. I'm just staring at my head. So anyway, so after Rock the Basics is done, usually I like to have a one-on-one with the coach, but with the team as large as mine right now, I forgot when I started doing this. It was probably at the beginning of the year. I have requirements for my coaches to get on a one-on-one call with me. So for a lot of you, this might not even apply, but the idea is to have a one-on-one call after that. And what I like to go over is I like to first see how they're doing. I ask them straight up, what personal development are you doing? What program are you doing? And are you drinking your Shakeology daily? Like, I shouldn't see a post about you saying you have a stockpile of Shakeology, like, not unless you're getting 2 shipments a month. Like, you know, sometimes I'll hear coaches say that. I'm like, because you're not drinking it daily. Like, you've got to be a product of the products. So a little bit, you know, first like to see what they're doing, make sure they're on check with those 3 things, obviously. And I'm really pushing personal development, especially this year, just because I know I need it so much. And then we obviously go over goals. I want to see where their head's at since they went through the Rock the Basics training. Like, I mean, I've had coaches tell me, like, not even after going through the training completely, just being in the team page atmosphere and being on a team call, they're just like, holy crap, I didn't even know this type of world existed. Like, I feel like a different person. And it's like, you know, so I really like to see where they're at because, yeah, it might only be a 21-day training, but as you guys all know, like, habits are formed in 21 days, so much can change. And then we set goals, and I get them to plan their first free challenge group. I almost bit my tongue there. So my team, I do emphasize free challenge groups for my coaches. It's a great way to funnel people into an invite to a paid challenge group. So I get them to plan that. So it can be something based off of, you know, something like a Miracle Morning, but keep it to a Monday through Friday type of group. It can be clean eating, whatever. It could be recipes. It could be a walking group. I don't care. Just get a free group going. And I do emphasize them, like, buddy up. Like, I remember growing up as a kid, it was all about the buddy system. Like, find somebody to do this with you. Like, yes, I would love for you to, I would love to do it with you. And my challenge groups are always open to my downline. Always. It doesn't matter. And I make sure my coaches know that. But I do emphasize the fact that I kind of got to, like, push them out there and say, you know what? You just went through this 21-day training. You've learned about challenge groups. You have access to all this stuff right now. You've got to get a free challenge group going. Like, I know it's scary, but it's okay. And I encourage them to post in the team page if they're looking for someone to run it with them. I encourage them to, you know, share about themselves if they've been kind of shy and reserved. Put themselves out there. You know what I mean? There's so many people on this team. And usually there is someone that's like, oh, I'm a new coach too. Or, you know, maybe a coach has been a coach for 3 months. And they're like, yeah, like, you want to run it together? Like, that's fine. And like I said, my new coaches can run groups with me too. But if they're not, if just depending on where the month's at, maybe my free group is currently going right now. And obviously I want them to run a free group like next month or, you know, in 2 months or in 2 weeks when the month is over or whatever. It just depends on the calendar and everything like that. So, oh, thanks, Mare. So yeah, so after that, let's see. By that time, usually they're like half an Emerald coach or almost an Emerald coach, or at least on the board with Success Club in some way, shape, or form. We have another one-on-one. So if they're close to Emerald, you know, Now I want to start really emphasizing them. I want to push the volume bootcamp videos. So after you become Emerald, I'm going to like make sure it's like, okay, go back to the training site and do that. Because that's a whole different thing that they need to know too. Because it's not just about signing coaches. Like, you've got to understand volume. And I suck at it. I'm still a work in progress. So obviously encouraging them to keep going. You know, we all have, you know, bad days and things like that. And then we have, like I said, another one-on-one. And yeah, so 60 Days to Diamond doesn't really come up until maybe they're a solid Emerald coach, and I can really tell that they're just like, oh my gosh, you know, they're telling me their goals, and I can just see from their social media posts that they are like in it, because you can tell, you can really, really genuinely tell. So I don't really push that until we've talked a bit more, and we might do voice messaging back and forth instead of one-on-ones or stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I have. I just jotted down the most important things to me, and it's funny because after I jotted them down, I was like, wow, this is actually these are like our vital behaviors. So I have 3 things that I put down that are most important to me to do for your new coaches. So the first thing is obviously give them a your team page. This is recognition right off the bat. You're recognizing them as a free coach, as a new coach. I don't know where that came from. Number 2, get them into your challenge group. So this is the accountability part, you know. And number 3, get them on a GSR call and in a Rock the Basics group, or started on the Rock the Basics training if you don't do the group thing. That's support. And lay out a plan for them based on their goals. So those are everything I have. Oh, 3 pages of notes. Okay. I feel like I've been talking forever. So that's what I have. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? I know that was kind of a lot. And I'm sorry I don't have like PowerPoints or anything like that.
Oh my gosh, no, you are amazing just the way you are. I love that. I love how simple you keep it. It's really awesome. Sherry asked to repeat the 3 things that you do at the end.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so number 1, get them in the team page. That's recognition. And that's huge for me and my team. I know it's huge for everyone. I mean, who doesn't like recognition? Get them into your challenge group if they're not already. So that's their accountability. And then 3, I kind of mush these all together. Get them on a GSR call. So get on a GSR call with them and make sure they get started with Rock the Basics. Yeah, so it's like their support.
Yeah, so you guys pretty much have access to everything that Brittany talked about tonight. So
oh, I forgot something. Sorry. I did the 7 attachments in the email. It's funny because like you had said, they're all a part of, I got them from Triceps. So, I mean, I kind of revamped a little bit of them. So
do you mind just posting your welcome email and FitRev and that?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do it. Do you want me to do it on like I can do it on like the picture of the team call or that, or like how do you want me to do it?
Under the files tab so people can find it.
Okay. Yeah.
That way, then they can see what 7 documents you link and all that good stuff. If you don't mind, I mean.
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
Yeah, and post it in Triceps as well.
Cool. Oh, my requirements for a one-on-one. So I asked that they either hit Success Club in the previous month, so Success Club 5, or if we're in this current month and they didn't hit it last month, that they're on the board at least a point.
So, and that's awesome, Britt. Like I totally get.
Yeah, that's totally.
Your time is so valuable because you have such a large downline. But like, why don't you clarify? Because I know we have a lot of newer coaches on the team that don't have big downlines. So you were doing one-on-one GSRs up until a certain point, and you were doing one-on-one calls with people even when they didn't have Success Club up until a certain point.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I mean, hours and hours and hours. I was getting to the point where like I couldn't talk, like literally my voice, I was just, yeah. I mean, I think my longest one-on-one was like 3 hours and my longest GSR is probably 2 hours because you just, I'm just let people talk and you're just like, oh my God, a new friend. And I don't know, for me, I don't talk to many people during the day. It's like my kids basically and their teachers. So they can end up being really, really long. And that's totally okay. That's awesome. And just where I'm at in my business right now, it's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I think for anyone on here who maybe is a diamond or above and is onboarding, 2+ coaches a month, maybe you think about doing group GSRs and setting more requirements. But my vote is, if you're a newer coach, really take the time while your team is small to connect with people and to build those relationships that Brittany talked about. I mean, because I definitely, like my GSRs used to be endless until I realized I had to put, kind of some parameters around that. But this is awesome. Any other questions, you guys?
For that, I know it was kind of all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm like, I tried. I outlined and then I outlined again.
Save your sorries for someone who's sad, please. Amazing. And like Brittany said, I think what Brittany's done really well is she's taken all of the upline resources and made them her own. Like you'll see, like all the stuff she's gotten is from Team Triceps or Team FitRevolution, but it's in Brittany's words, or she's taken it and made it Brittany. So she's not don't just copy and paste Brittany's welcome email like that. You do not do that. Okay. Just so we're crystal clear. That's not why Brittany's giving you her resources. She's giving you her resources so that you can use them as inspiration to create your own.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, I've always been like, it would be easy. Like, I mean, the perfectionist in me totally wants to recreate everything and make it my own. And even to this day, I look at other coaches, I'm like, man, they make these fancy YouTube videos and this and that and the other. They have all these like webinars. And I'm like, I have got to work with what I have. I'd rather get stuff done. And why not, past, like, we obviously, I mean, if you're a good leader, you want to share all your stuff with your team. So I don't take credit for the things. Like, they've obviously came from Lauren and Sarah and even Alexa. I think you're on this call. And I'm sure Alexa has some part in this, Emma, everybody that I've, worked with. All you guys are my mentors in some way, shape, or form, and have helped. So sharing is caring, man. Like, why redo it all, Like, just make it your own. Just,
Totally. Yeah. Sherry said, utilize the tools around us. There's so many of them out there. Like, you guys, endless. Sometimes I think it's almost too much. It's because people aren't even taking the time to go be resourceful and look under the files tab and look at all the countless different documents and tools and things that you have to help you. So do some poking around because it really is all out there. Waiting for you. So
I've actually had to like make it known on my GSR call now. Like, I have things I go over, obviously kind of like a checklist. I actually had to put on there, make sure coaches know where the files are at, because I've had a handful of coaches say, what are you talking about? And like for 6 months, like one of them was like 6 months. It's like, I don't know where the files are. I'm like, wait, so what have you been doing? Like, what? So I've literally had to say like, okay, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. So, and then once they see it, they're like, oh my God, because there's like 90 something files. It's ridiculous. I need to clean through them. I'm sorry, Team Power, it's bad. But, I mean, I'd rather them have too much than not enough. So I know, I mean, I'm totally that person that gets overwhelmed, but I'd rather be equipped and have everything and have to shuffle through it.
Overwhelm is always a choice. Overwhelm is a choice that people make when they don't follow the steps that you gave them. Right? Give them the steps. All they have to do is follow them, and they won't be overwhelmed. Right? They'll know where to go first. So,
exactly.
Another thing I think is important with new coaches, and when you're bringing new coaches on, that I always kind of remember is like how, and when you just said, Brittany, like that people couldn't even find the files tab. It's like sometimes we forget that the simple things aren't simple to everyone, right? Like, not everyone's been in a jillion Facebook groups and runs a business on Facebook, or you've been doing it so much longer. So even if you don't think like you've got knowledge just by being here, getting on team calls, like, how to log into team calls, how to get on Zoom, how to find different resources in the team page. Like, you have so much knowledge to offer people, even if you're not a 7-star diamond elite coach. Like, you have so much knowledge and experience just by being on this team and soaking everything in. So, lead with confidence and share that with people, and have patience with your new coaches, because I find myself repeating everything 3 times, at least 3 times. I don't know about you, Brittany, but that seems to be the magic number.
That's my favorite number.
Okay, guys, anything else? What are your FAQs that you hit? That was another question. Read above. For newer coaches, where do one-on-one GSR calls, but what are some bullet points that you suggest over on your GSR calls so it doesn't go so long? Yeah, what are some of the questions?
Hold on, let me bring my Beachbody folder on my desktop here. All right, where are you? Oh, this desktop is bad. Okay, hold on one sec. Where are you? Hold on. Cool, there we go. Open up Word, let's go. Why do you hate me? No, why? Oh, geez. Now it opened up 5 windows because I clicked like 5 times. I'm like, really?
Some days my biggest struggle is my computer. I'm like, why aren't you working? Just
technology, I love you, but I hate you. Okay, so here I have, obviously, they're about me. I want the coach to talk a little bit about them. Now, mine are in a group setting, so I like them to like share a little bit about themselves in like 2 or 3 minutes. And then we kind of go over their why and goals. So we do that first. So it's kind of like an intro. But if it's just one-on-one, like you still want to know, you want to have them tell you a little bit about themselves. Because it's different once you're face-to-face and you can see them. You know what I mean? And actually, my second bullet point right here, it's funny, it's team pages and finding the file section. So I explained to them, wait, Lauren, your head got so small. What happened here? Did I click something? Where'd you go?
I don't know, but I can see you, I think.
Oh, you're fine? Okay, I'm like, sorry, I'm so weird if I can't see faces. So I explained to them, okay, this is why you were placed into this Team Empower page. Obviously, you're a coach. Then I also have my PS coach page, and you know, there's Team Let Your Light Shine. You're in there because Emma, blah, 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 is my coach, blah, 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 upline, downline, all that fun stuff. And then I point out the files. I tell them about our team calendar, how I keep it pinned to the top of our team page. And then we kind of, I like to ask them if they have any questions at first, because at this point they should have watched the new coach webinar, which is like an hour and 5 minutes long. So it's long. They're supposed to take notes, write down any questions. Most of the time they don't have anything. So we go right into the 4 vital behaviors. I just kind of briefly touch base on that again, because in the webinar I do go over them, but I really want to make sure they understand that and make them understand that they need to start implementing them into their daily routine. Then I kind of go over, you know, how they can earn their Shakeology for free. So right off the bat, obviously the discount is appealing to a lot of coaches, and I want to let them know how they can hit an easier short-term goal within the first 30 days. So we kind of go over that. I ask it, you know, then I do, Success Club, how to earn it, the importance of it. And these are all things that, like I said, are in the webinar, but I just kind of like make sure and like emphasize and, you know, talk about it, really make sure they understand it, explain it to them. Let's see. Coach Online Office navigation. I make sure they log in, they can see their coach ID. They know where the My Business tab is. I stress that as like the most important tab. I don't know, to me it is. And then I make sure right there on the call that they have installed the Coach mobile app, but more importantly now, BB Links. Because I'm like, that one is like my bestie. And then the My Challenge Tracker app, if they aren't in a challenge group already. Then we get them to download it right then and there. Then I explain that I have team-wide challenge group that are Shakeology and program required, and then I also have free groups, and that they're welcome to join and participate in any of mine, and how they kind of work. So, and how often I do them, things like that. Depending on when they sign up, like a coach that signs up right now, I'm not really going to talk about Summit just because like I feel like it's so far away already. We just kind of wrapped up a Summit, but I have that on there as like a maybe. And then taxes, I don't really talk about all the time. I have that on there as a maybe too. But, you know, once tax season comes around in January, you know, obviously you start talking about things like that. But I also have a video on that too that I can direct them to. Make sure they know how they can change their Shakeology ship date, flavor, all that stuff. Super Saturday, so obviously with one coming up at the end of October, and make sure they know how they can find one in their local area, or if they're close to me, you know, we're obviously going to go together. I stress the importance of that. I kind of tell them, you know, how my first Super Saturday changed my whole outlook on it. You know, I went to my first one 5 weeks after I signed up, for 6 weeks. And it was at a random person's house. There were like 3 coaches there. And then how they can schedule a one-on-one call with me, and I go over, you know, the requirements briefly. And I tell them, you know, I'm like, hey guys, this isn't because I don't have time to talk to you. this is because, like, you know, you're obviously given all these resources and tools and things like that. So anyways, and then I end it with letting them know what to do and what to focus on for the next month, their main focuses. And depending on where it's at in the calendar, in the month, so like right now it's the 22nd. So I'd be obviously stressing, okay, our next Rock the Basics support and accountability group starts on October 3rd. Like, got to make sure you're in there, you know, blah, blah, blah. It'll be chill. Don't worry. Like, you'll be fine. Because usually a lot of new coaches are like, you know, super stressed. But yeah, that's what I go over. So sorry, that was a lot.
No, that was really helpful.
Uh-oh.
How do you educate them on earning your Shaco for free?
Yeah, okay, so I remember what Emma told me. I was like, if you get 3 people, 3 for free or something like that. So it's essentially like, if you can talk to 3 people and get them started on Shakeology, you're going to earn enough commission to where you can take that and apply it towards your Shakeology order. So it's like, all right, hey, if your spouse or your best friend, you know, drinks a scoop of yours one day and they're like, oh, I like this, you know, like, boom, that's one person. So 2 more people in that same month, you're going to earn, you know, $30, $33 in commission. And Shakeology for a coach is like, what, $99? So you're going to earn enough to where they can apply it straight back into their business. Therefore, they're like getting it for free, essentially. And that is really, you know, they're kind of like, oh, wow, because they're obviously already loving Shakeology or super excited about it already. So if they're like, wow, I can get this $130 product, you know, for free, like, that would be awesome. So I just tell them like that, kind of like, sign 3, get yours for free. I don't know, something Emma said or someone said like in the beginning. It just always stuck with me. So
that's always how I've explained it too.
Yeah, maybe it was you, Lauren. I don't know, somebody.
Who knows where it came from, but we all do similar things. Like, take notes from all the people that are successful on this team, because we all do the same thing. How do you educate on the importance of hitting Success Club?
God, I tell them straight up. I'm like, it is the building block of your business. Like, if you like, I feel like Success Club 5, it's literally should be like the bare minimum. And I know it's hard up front. And I tell my coaches straight up, I'm like, the first 6 months, hard. The first year, hard. I mean, but it all comes down to the effort that you put in. If you are not hustling from day one, you're probably going to have a really hard first year, you know? If you're hustling right off the bat, you may see residual income come before 6 months, and that's awesome. But I'm very straightforward now. I mean, back then I feel like I kind of beat around the bush. I was like, yeah, Success Club is awesome. Like, you get free gifts from corporate. Like, it's their way of measuring, you know, how many people you're helping that month. And I tell them, you know, it's essentially 3 people's lives, 3 new people's lives that you are helping each month get started. You can break that down to 1 person every 10 days, however your brain needs to think about it. You know, that's up to you. But I do stress the importance of it because it's adding people to your network. And then, you know, coming from a business standpoint, you know, if their Shakeologies are rolling over every month, then that's commission every single month. And you're going to see that residual commission if they're staying on Shakeology, staying in your challenge groups, and you're converting them to coaches down the line. Like, it all starts with Success Club. Not to say you can't help someone and they can't end up being a rock star coach on your team without being in a challenge group. Ironically, that's where I came from. I wasn't in a challenge group at first. I just signed up. But that's usually rare. So yeah, I totally stress it right off the bat. I don't put pressure on them, but I'm like, hey, why wouldn't you want to receive like a cool yoga mat this month? And for my PS coaches, I got custom water bottles. I'm like, you know, I'm just like, hey guys, like, I'll make it fun sometimes. I'll do like raffles and things like that. We'll do like bingo games based on like, you know, what do we do with bingo, guys? It was like invites and things like that, you know, actions that you would take every day to help you hit Success Club. But I like to do fun things like that. So I can't see the chat box or anything, so I feel like out of the loop. All I see is your head, a little teeny tiny Lauren way over here.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. Oops.
Well, I'm definitely not the tech.
Oh, you're back. Okay, I did something. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am gonna go ahead and stop this recording unless, Britt, do you have anything else you want to add to the recording or any?
I'm good if you guys are good. I hope it helped.
Oh, it was so awesome. Thank you so much for your time and sharing and always being so giving. And shout out to iPad Air, who's getting their workout in while they are on the team.
Really?
Oh, hi, Erin. Hi, Brooks.